Go ahead and sit comfortably. We won't obsess over how we sit here. We're going to alternate between two approaches in this session. First, we're going to pay close attention to the breath, and then we're going to move to widen a little bit. We'll play around with the combination of both of these techniques, which at first might seem somewhat incompatible, especially with the implications you would draw about the nature of mind for both, but I think this might be useful. So begin by closing your eyes and allowing attention to just rest on the breath. Make sure you aren't controlling the breath. How fast or slow the breath moves really isn't the point of this. Just be with the breath. We have nowhere to be. We've got nowhere to go. What's within awareness, either the details of the breath or all of its surroundings. These things all exist in a moment of clarity, in a kind of space of now. And this condition is really all that there can be. So really just feel the breath. Just allow attention to seep into the breath, much like rain might seep into the cracks of concrete. There are details of the breath that might be missed by attention in this moment. We aren't trying to get anything by allowing attention to rest with the breath. But much like one might give a restless dog a bone to chew on, we allow attention to just receive the breath so as to calm the mind. You can use my voice here as a kind of reminder to come back to the breath. Allow the natural rhythm of the breath to come and go by its own pace. This isn't my breath. Here we're doing nothing more than noticing the breath on the inhalation and on the exhalation. This doesn't need to be complicated. And now just allow attention to widen a bit here. See if attention can hold light to all of the breath's context at once. Whatever is seen, whether it be a thought or an image or a feeling or a perception of the body, whatever it is, just be the light that defines whatever this is in awareness. These things we see are like waves in the water that is awareness. Allow the mind to be nothing more than a dynamic presence within this condition. Being lost in thought doesn't need a reaction. Just be quietly motivated to take a step back from it all. Notice that peace isn't earned. We don't quiet the mind to make peace. We don't do anything to make peace. And now allow the breath to illuminate a little more within this space-like context. Just allow the breath to stand out a little bit more than it was before. There is just the space of awareness, and there is the breath. Here we see the spaciousness of awareness while allowing attention to take the breath in just a little, just enough to feel its detail. We do this without neglecting that there really is this condition of peace prior to the breath. This condition really is the fabric of it all. We can see that nothing in the space of awareness is special. There's not a single wave in the ocean that could ever change what the ocean is. The constitution of the wave and of the ocean, how could they possibly be different? There is nothing that one can see that could change who they really are. So just recognize that the breath within the space of awareness is not anything different than awareness itself. In this condition, all that is seen is only all that is seen. With this, we can let go, and we can find the peace that cannot be found. We find the peace that cannot be obstructed. And this is what we are. All right, well, I hope this session was worthwhile. Let's remind ourselves briefly that there are no successes, no failures in practice. The nature of mind is independent of what we do as minds and as people. But what we're doing here is we're trying to train the inclination of the mind to bring about the reality that is always here. So, with that, have a good day and thank you for practicing with me.